It is 12 noon, and we are officially going to call our meeting to order. Yay! My name is Denise Wilson, and I am your host for the last Thursday in February, the shortest month of the year. We're going to get started with our Pledge of Allegiance. Before we do that, I just want to say just a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this time that we're all gathered here. We just hear about different things that are going on in the schools, with the family, with the young kids. We're just praying over the families, Lord, that they could get some type of support system for the kids so that they can interact with each other, and especially pray for the family that lost their sweet daughter. In Jesus' name, just cover them right now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that too. Now, Mr. Charles Dare, if you could lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
So if you could stand or put your hand on your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Charles, for doing that. Now, do we have any first-time attendees? We just want to say welcome and thank you for coming. If you can unmute yourselves. I can't see, but I think the staff could probably see. Is there any first-timers? We're all family here. Nobody looks like they're new? Nope. Okay, then let's keep it moving. We're going to start with our affiliate spotlight. I think that's what's coming up next, and it is from State Farm Insurance. Julie couldn't be with us here today, but we have Nicole. And look, Julie looks like Nicole. So, Nicole, we are so glad to have you here on behalf of Julie No for State Farm Insurance, and the screen is yours. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, a lot of people say the same thing. They ask if we're related. We're not. She's just my boss. So thank you for having us here today. Of course, my name is Nicole. I've talked to you guys a few different times. I know some of you personally, individually, and I appreciate you and what you do for our business and what we're allowed to do for your clients. A couple things that I would love to share. One thing that is catching everybody off guard, especially because of COVID-19 and just life in general, and I resonate with that family because I have 4 boys schooling at home. So there's a lot of change. But one thing that I want to share with you guys from our office as just kind of some perspective here, we are available to you and your clients 24/7. That's not just for insurance purposes. We deliver toilet paper, masks, food, blankets, you name it. So if there's ever a need or you ever find yourself in a place or your clients in a place where they need something, please reach out and use us as a resource. That's super big to us right now. Now, as far as our availability, we are available 24/7. Julie's cell phone number is on her website, and I'll put that in the chat after we're finished. Just so you're aware, we do have a customer care representative available. If our office is ever closed, we are open also on weekends. Another thing that I want to pivot to real quick, that is something that's been really popular in the real estate world for insurance companies lately, is Airbnbs. Airbnbs are becoming like, yeah, crazy. It's just every time we turn around, if it's not full 100% Airbnb, we're finding homeowners that have secondary homes that will use an Airbnb, partial their home. That is something that State Farm is insuring. It is something that's hard to find insurance for. So that's one of the reasons why I want to bring that to your attention today, because we are seeing a lot more clientele that's going for investment or, you know, to find another outsource of income. So definitely something to keep in mind when you're working with clients. This doesn't necessarily just need to be an Airbnb. We also insure homes if they rent a room. So some clients will buy a bigger home knowing that, hey, I'm going to get a couple people to rent some rooms. And then, you know, I get the pleasure of a nice home as well. So there's a lot of different things that go down, as you guys know, in the real estate world. And if you ever have any questions or concerns, making sure your clients are protected, taking that extra step or that extra measure to make sure, okay, let's make sure that we do this the right way. That way, if anything happens or a lawsuit pops up, they're not, you know, in a bind. So anyways, I do appreciate you guys being here with us and allowing us to join you. And I know Julie would have loved to have been here. She's doing a music competition with Rotary today. So yay! But if you ever need anything, I'll make sure our information's in the chat, and we do appreciate all that you guys do.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to say, if you could put you and also Julie's contact information in the chat, that would be great. And that way we can definitely reach out to both of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Nicole.
Thank you.
Any questions for Nicole, though? I forgot to ask that. Any questions? I didn't see anything in the chat. Okay, sounds like a winner. Thank you so much for being here, Nicole. Okay, guys, did you know, this is our statistics. Did you know that this time last year, February the 15th through the 21st, we closed 228 transactions. This is for this year, last week, 228 transactions. Last year, the same time, we closed 175 transactions. So what does that tell you? We are off to a great start. So applaud to yourselves, because I'm sure we're all in the mix of that 228, but we're off to a great start, guys. So thank you. Keep selling, keep making that money. Now what we've all been waiting for, yay! So as you guys may know that 3 times a year, we go to our CAR, which is California Association of Realtors, our state meetings. And as SRCAR directors, we've been tasked with the job of bringing back the information of the classes and all the meetings that we go to, because that's valuable information we want to share with our over 5,000 members. So I wish more of them were here today, because we have some good stuff that we want to talk about. Is there anyone that would like to start out of my board of directors that are reporting that I have here?
Sure, I will.
Is that Jenna? Thank you, Ms. President, Vice President Jenna Garza.
Hi, everyone. I am reporting on the Young Professionals Network. And they actually did a really great job. They only had 1 forum this time around. Usually they have 2 to 3 events. But what they focused on was bringing in some of our leadership and explaining how, if you get involved with CAR, how you can work your way up, and how the committee selection process works, how the leadership process works, and how YPN's kind of, for some people, that beginning stepping stone. So they did a great job, because when you get into this, sometimes you don't know what the next step is and how to get positions that you want. So if anyone ever wants more information on that, I'd be happy to share with you, or you're always welcome to join. I share on our local YPN page and the CAR YPN page when they have events. But that's basically what they did, was just focus on how to step into leadership, the importance of it, and basically who to reach out to if you need help.
Awesome, Jenna. Thank you so much for being there. And thank you for all the work that you're doing too at YPN. It's like you're taking that and made it your baby, and you're rolling with it, girl. So hats off to you. Who would like to go next? Okay, then I'll go next. Oh, I hear Terry talking, but you're muted. You want to go? I can go. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'll go. So I sit on a couple of committees. The first one, I'm vice chair for business technology. And these are a couple of the documents that I wanted to show you, slides that I wanted to show you. So the very first one is, we had 3 speakers at our business technology meeting. And the first speaker was Jordan. Jordan is our chief economist, and he's very good at this. And he just wanted to share with us that CAR on their website has a wealth of knowledge for realtors when they're presenting offers, and also when they're sitting down for their listing presentation and working with buyers. So I have this screen up here to show to you, is because this is where you need to go for the CR on the website. And you see the orange tab that says market data. That's where you're going to click on, and it'll help you with a plethora of reports. Next slide. So this one right here is a buyer demand index. This one right here is when you're trying to put together reports for your buyer to let them see what homes are getting multiple offers on them, and how you should strategically put your offer in, how you should strategically place your offer. And you know, a lot of times with our buyer, they're always like, well, no, I don't think the house is going to go for that much. These reports right here is what you can share with your buyer to show you what the market is paying for, what the buyers are paying for their properties. And the next slide. Now, this is the market competition. This one right here basically states that, and I'm going to try and read it because I can't see it. It basically states that if you are going basically for a presentation, you can show the statistics of what the market is doing. So this is just another report, but the bottom line, Jordan was basically telling us all of your statistics that you need, any type of reports to win over that buyer or that seller, CAR has it. So that's what he wanted us to know from that. Another thing, we had two other speakers, and I'll have a slide for this, but we had two other speakers that came. One of them was from this organization called TopHap, TOPHAP.com. So you guys can write that down. One of our presenters was talking about another way that you can research real estate with reports. But get this, this company, TopHap, HAP.com, can do spreadsheets, can do graphs, but get this, they can focus, they can customize it to, if you're looking for a house, the buyer says, I want flat land, but then I want a quarter of a hill. I want to live not by any noise. I don't want a fire truck. I don't want any, I need a 2% noise reduction in the area. It's just that detail. And also if you want to say, well, you know what, I need to know, I want a house and pull all the permits on it. It can pull in the graph all the house in an area that have permits that's been pulled, the noise reduction, how many crimes. It just has a plethora of reports, statistic that you can pull, and you want to be the expert. So this is one of the websites that you can go to and play around with it and get some reports. Another speaker that we had was from climatecheck.com. Just one word, climatecheck.com. Now this one right here, it basically gives you reports checking the climate of the house that you're looking at. So I put in my address and you get a free report, and it told me that my house is an 88% drought risk, it's a 45% fire risk, and a 36% flood risk. So it talks about different other type of risks just by putting in an address. So that can help also when you're doing your presentation for the listing, especially with our new advisory forms for the hardening, that can help you also with that. So those are the two committees that I was a part of that I want to report on. And I wanted to basically touch base on the Professional Standards Committee, because I did go into that meeting. I was listening to a lot. I just wanted to share that they did agree to move forward with coming up with a peer-to-peer, what do they want to call it, committee. And basically this is a hotline, a peer-to-peer hotline, so that you will be able to call into this hotline number and ask questions. So they're looking for people to be on this. They don't know the time commitment that is going to be required, but the requirements are you need to be on the grievance committee at your local association, you need to be on professional standards, and you need to be recruited from the ombudsman. But there are some criteria that you need to follow. So if you're even just thinking about being a part of that hotline, or and a lot of it has to do with ethics, code of ethics, but if you do, just contact CR, and then you can get the information for that. And that completes my report. I have more, but if people don't cover it, then I'll cover it, but Adam will probably cover the rest of it. So thank you. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay, Terry.
Mine's easy. And oh, she said Adam would cover everything else. I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty much done. Thanks for attending. Let's let Adam rock and roll. Actually, I feel bad about following Denise. I should have gone first now that I saw her colorful slides and things, because I don't have any of those. So anyway, I was involved in a lot of committees as usual. Couple of the big ones that probably won't be reported on by anybody else. One is the Housing Affordability Fund, and I know you hear us talking about that all the time. We have a golf tournament every year. In fact, we have a golf tournament coming up, and I just kind of wanted to let you know what those funds went to this past, what we heard associations pitch and what they went to this last meeting set. First of all, I don't know how many of you know about it, but for about October of last year, we actually started a statewide program that was housing essentials. And I don't know if any of you got involved in that. I know some of the realtors in the area did, but I'm not sure if any of you on the call did. But that's a program where they gave $1,200 worth of essential like fix-it items or maybe appliances or something similar to the one that we did with SRCAR a couple of years ago. They decided to take that program statewide. They thought it worked so well. And they did take it statewide. We dedicated $500,000 to it. And that was for $1,200 for each person that applied. And we went through that in about a month. So there were a lot of people that applied for it, but it did help 400 families in the state of California. And hopefully some of them were ours here. So, you know, when we beg for money or when we have golf tournaments or some of these other things we do, it's actually going to help either the state or local communities all over. As far as local communities go, the Inland Gateway Association was given a $25,000 grant for home inspections. Evidently, home inspections is not a big thing up there. I don't know. I don't work Corona, Norco area very much, but I guess people don't quite understand how it works and things, and a lot of people are going without them. So they're trying to encourage those. They will pay for home inspections. If any of you happen to sell a house up in what would be the Inland Gateway area, talk to the Inland Gateway Association and see if you can be the recipient of almost a free home inspection, I guess, because they're giving about $400 per person. Not sure what they're costing over there, but about $400 is what they're giving out. We also gave the California Desert $50,000 for buyer's closing cost up to $2,000 per person. They have a few lenders that have gotten on board with some buyer closing cost options, and they've already started that. And Tuolumne County, I know we don't do very much up there, but you might expect that one of the things they've been having issues with is extreme increases in insurance because of all the fires they've had throughout the county. A lot of the fires that were going on in Northern California and things were up through that area. And so they were given a $50,000 grant to help first-time home buyers with their initial insurance premiums and things, just to try to help them get through what they've been going through already. So when we talk about HAF and Housing Affordability Fund, it is going every single year. We probably spend, I would say, somewhere in the neighborhood of anywhere from $300,000 to $1 million, depending on whether or not we have a statewide program. But that money all comes from us. So when we have the programs, like we've got a golf tournament coming up before too awfully long, and that money will be dedicated. I think we're having 2 of them this year. One will be dedicated to HAF, the other will be dedicated to scholarships. So we appreciate everybody's participation in those when they come up. Taxation and government finance. It's another one of the committees that I sit on as a voting member. We had one thing that drew a lot of attention. I know that you probably don't all know about ACA 1. That's an assembly constitutional amendment, ACA 1, but it's trying to voting requirement right now to take care of things like bonds and stuff is right now it's a 2/3 vote. And there are some legislators that are trying to get that reduced to 55%. And I don't know where 55% comes in. I don't know why 55% is different than 51%. I mean, a majority is a majority, but 55, I guess they figured the majority plus a couple just to make sure they were on the right track. Anyway, they were trying to get those things amended. They're trying to get that voting thing amended from 2/3 to 55, and actually we're opposing that in general. We took an oppose unless amended because we are willing to, when I say we, I'm talking about CAR and realtors, we are willing to take a look at a couple of things that directly affect affordable housing or infrastructure, but we're not interested in all the other things that it could go towards. We don't want to change the entire voting system to be a 55% as opposed to 2/3. And so currently we are opposing that. And I got a bunch of them I could cover. Maybe I'll do what Denise just did. And if there's things that don't get covered by other people, because we do have some overlap. For instance, Adam with his and Walter both, I see them both on there. And with the stuff they do in GAD, they have a lot of the action items with regards to support and non-support for assembly. So I think I will push the microphone to them. And if it's something that doesn't get covered, then we'll come back.
Thank you so much, Terry, President Terry, for your report. Who would like to go next that's here?
Do you want me to go before Adam and Walter?
Sure, go ahead.
Because I'll make it short and sweet.
Thank
So,
you,
I'm on a couple committees, but I am vice chair on the Reimagine committee, which is last year we did the virtual event where we have the conference and expo, and this year they are saying at the moment that we are going to try to do it live in person in Anaheim from October 12th through the 14th. And then since the virtual event was successful, they're thinking about and probably going to do 2 weeks later after the live event, a virtual portion of the event as well. So as it stands now, they are planning to try to be live, and we'll see how things move forward. But I also just wanted to let you know, CAR is also doing 2 virtual summits. They've never done this before, so they're adding to your education. So the virtual summit, the first one is April 14th, and it's going to be all about technology from 9 to 4. This is all free to you. And then the second virtual summit event will be about branding, which is August 25th. So, and then you'll have October. So you got a bunch of learning opportunities. So, and that's it.
Thank you so much for that, Pauline. And I forgot to mention, I also sit on MLS policy, and we did have an action item. Once this is approved by NAR for CAR to model the MLS rule be revised to comply with newly mandated NAR policy by adding a rule addressing fair housing. This was put in place to reduce the number of citations triggering a hearing regarding responsible brokers to be notified of violations and attend such hearings and subscribe and regarding those 2 policies, model MLS rule and the model citation policy. So this is something that was voted to move forward to NAR. So once they approve it, then CAR will be adopting a model rule for MLS. So that's something new that we approve. Okay, who else on here? I see Walter and I see Adam. Who wants to go first?
Oh, Adam's covering this area. I'll be covering it again and the HEMT.
Okay, did we have, I don't see Curtis here from Forms. Okay. Okay, who wants to go next?
Okay, I can go, Denise.
Okay, Adam, thank you.
So a couple of updates. Some of these are actual positions. The legislative session for introduction of bills closed last week. There were 2,471 new bills introduced as of last Friday, and probably we'll see a couple more trail in. Some of those are being still assigned out, and CAR is starting to take positions on these bills. If you're unfamiliar with the positions, we can support, we can oppose, we can do, like Terry mentioned, the one oppose as amended, we could watch. So we're just starting to kind of evaluate where everything's at. So a couple of those just to give you an update on. One of those is SB 83. And this is a position, or excuse me, a measure that would seek to establish a program aimed at buying out coastal homeowners willing to sell their property. Essentially a government program that would allow cities and municipalities to purchase properties from the coastal area that might not otherwise be able to be sold. A lot of discussion and some potential controversy on that. So for now, CAR has chosen to take a watch position. By doing a watch position also, it allows us to have a seat at the table to be part of the discussion and then continue to monitor that as it moves through the process. So that will probably come back, but again, that's a SB 83. There's another ballot proposition that we will see coming up, which essentially requires state regulations to reduce plastic waste, tax producers of single-use plastics, and fund recycling and environmental programs. Much like the title would indicate there, we decided that was not real estate related, so no formal position from us on that. Let's see, Terry covered the one from that committee. Here's another one, CAR to sponsor legislation that states whenever any statute requires a seller in a real estate transaction to deliver to the buyer in that transaction any disclosure, notice, advisory, or other document. That requirement shall only apply to a real estate transaction where, unless otherwise stated in the bill, the purchase and sale agreement between the parties is ratified on or after the effective date of the legislation. So let's put that in layman's terms to make it a little bit simpler. If you open up escrow, say in December, and a new form is now required as of January 1st, you're probably advised to make any disclosures that you can necessary anyway. But under this legislation, should it get picked up and passed, you would not be required to provide that new disclosure unless it was after that date. So if you started a new transaction after January 1, you would have to disclose it. But if you started it prior, you would not. Again, a lot of discussion on that, really, with disclosure and what's the smart way to get that information out. I think most of us would probably disclose anyway, but there was some question on what the law actually said we needed to do. The other thing I will mention, and maybe Denise will go into it further, I don't want to step on her toes, but one of the hot topics really across the country and from CAR and NAR is fair housing and diversity. There's been a lot of discussion about that. CAR actually will be creating 3 new committees at the state level. One of those is the Fair Housing Policy Committee. One will be a diversity committee, and one will be a Fair Housing and Diversity Forum. So 3 new meetings that will be happening at the CAR level. They have their mission statements. If you're interested, I can forward those over to you. But just know that that is something that CAR is also watching and will be participating in as well. Denise, I don't know if you were going to go into that any further, so I don't want to step too much on those toes.
No, you're good. You're good.
So, and I think as far as action items, oh, there's another one, sorry, that came out of transaction. So that CAR in conjunction with NAR support appraisal bifurcation, which is known as a hybrid appraisal. You guys might be seeing that. Any lenders on might be able to jump in if they have any comments or questions on that. But essentially, if you're going to have either an inspection, a property inspection waiver, or if you're going to have a limited appraisal versus a full appraisal, CAR and NAR are both supporting that. With the way technology is being developed, they're finding there's a lot of useful data that they can use to help in those particular transactions. And then also that CAR in conjunction with NAR are supporting the elimination of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's risk-based pricing, something we're always kind of watching the GSEs, and we'll be working with NAR to support the elimination of that. And I think that's all I had, unless there's any specific questions back from CAR. Okay, seeing none, I don't know if Norm's on, but I will give a plug for the legislative committee here locally. There are a lot of bills that are obviously moving through. Walter does keep track of all of those, and we discuss those every month at our legislative committee. So legislation is your thing and you're wanting to get more information about what we are doing both locally and at the state level, I encourage you to join us at our legislative committee meeting. And with that, I will go back on mute.
Great, thank you so much for that. And yes, I just wanted to say regarding the fair housing, there is this seminar, I want to say webinar, it's called Fair Haven. And it only takes maybe 30, maybe 45 minutes. It's like an interaction, sort of like cartoon, but it's a scenario of what could happen in a neighborhood, and the neighborhood is called Fair Haven. And it gives you all these different scenarios, and it asks, what would you do in a situation like this? And then it'll tell you what answer it should have been like. But I just think NAR, they're taking this very seriously. They want agents, we're not doing it, but they want agents to go out there and do the right thing. We're all doing the right thing, but there are some agents that are not. So I would say log on to the website, do the Fair Haven little interaction seminar, webinar, or animation, and then just do some soul searching and see how you can interact with people of different ethnicity than yourself. And yes, there has been a lot of events, webinars, seminar, things that are going on around fair housing. It is a topic right now that I don't think is going to go away anytime soon. So I just ask you to get on, go to some of the webinars, go to some of the speaking that is being done, that you can be educated, because I think we all could learn something to be a better realtor in our industry. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, but another thing did come up. They're talking about the coming soon. I was in the professional standards, and all the regions get to talk a little bit about what's going on. The biggest problem that they're having is coming soon. Agents are letting people go see the property, or agents are, listing agent is showing the property, or people that know it says coming soon are saying, but can you just let me in? My buyer is the buyer and all of that. So they just kept going over the definition of what does coming soon means, what does a written listing agreement means, and what does no showing mean, the time limit of 21 days, what that means. So they're just re-educating because people are having problems in their area with the coming soon. So I'm sure we'll be discussing more about that at our next meeting also. But no coming soon means no showing regardless. You can you can take office, but you just cannot show it for 21 days. Any questions so far?
No, I went through and checked off all the action items that y'all covered. You covered every one of them. So let everyone know. The only other report that came out was out of Standard Forms Advisory. They're looking at 16 different forms to be revised or released, but that'll come back to the board at the spring business meeting. That was the only other one that I didn't check off while y'all were talking.
Okay, that's good. The only other thing that I had to share is that the dates that they were talking about, and I was trying to go for my notes, when they're talking about releasing the RPA. We know in April, I think you still have time to submit. Oh, here it is. So in April, presentation of the final RPA is going to be at the business meeting. In August, they're going to start the training of the 2021 RPA that will begin. And December 2021 is due for the RPA to be released. All of those are tentative dates. It could change, but that's what's happening right now. That's all I have. Anybody else on here from? Okay, I guess that's it for our board of directors update. Thank you guys for being so thorough with your report. I wish more realtors were here because we had some good stuff that we talked about, but it is being recorded so they can get it that way. So now moving on to our, I think, one property that we have. Is Michelle Bassett available? Okay, now committee updates. I see some of our committee chairs here. You guys want to, Pauline, you're at the top of my screen. You want to take it away? Any updates? Today we're doing the raffle prize. So if you submitted your listing, you're going to be getting a raffle prize, a free writer sign, and I think a bottle of wine is what I've heard.
which is awesome from our affiliates, which I appreciate all of you guys donating prizes. I know this is a difficult time not being able to be in person and make those connections in person, but I want to just say thanks to all the affiliates that are coming and donating and presenting. So we appreciate it. So that's all only update I have.
Okay, great.
I don't
Adam,
have
you have
anything.
any?
Barbara Haran, I have nothing to report
Okay,
since I did last week, but we have our education committee meeting next week, so I should have something by then.
sounds good. Who else is here?
Can.
Yes, go ahead, Jenna.
Yesterday we had a top producer panel. I appreciate everyone who joined us. It was a good crowd. It is recorded or was recorded, so it will be posted shortly on our Facebook page, and I believe also on srcar.com. So if you guys want to check it out, please do. There's a lot of information that was shared, and we are excited to announce that we chose our 2021 charity, which is the Love Song Foundation. She will be joining us in a couple weeks to kind of fill you guys in on what the foundation does. If you're not familiar, they do amazing work in our community. So YPN will be supporting them throughout the year with our reverse raffle and anything else that we can come up with. So stay tuned for more info on that.
Great, thank you so much for that, Jenna. Any more updates? Okay. I think we have our first member orientation next Friday, which would be March the 5th. So just for that. And our announcements, I'm trying to see. I can't see. Okay, so we have bingo tonight. Definitely, you guys, it was not too late to get your card and log on. Just give Vanessa or give Wendy a call. And then what's coming up next? Tomorrow, wait a minute. Alicia is on here, right? Oh, for Women's Council. Did you want to talk about the Women's Council Love Yourself event tomorrow? No? Okay. So Curtis is not here, but they do have an event tomorrow. It's called Love Yourself. It's from 2 to 4 p.m. and they have a lot of good speakers that are going to be talking about things that women and men could do to love themselves. Hey, Curtis came up with that title, Love Yourself. So you guys have to talk to him about that. That was not a female thing. Monday, well, we have our board of directors meeting. Hemet has their networking meeting on Wednesday, March the 3rd. And then I think that's about it for our SRCR, but I have our blood drive. Blood drive is going on. It started the 22nd and it's going to the 26th, which is tomorrow, the last day. You can go to the Murrieta. The donor center is Murrieta Hot Springs. And I think you're supposed to bring a canned food also, but we're doing it also in Hemet. Oh, it was only the 23rd, so that has passed. So you got to go to Murrieta Hot Springs. It ends tomorrow. Don't forget your canned food for a donation and give blood. And I think we got something else going on tonight. Yay! So it's not too late to pay and get your bingo information, you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. It starts at 5 o'clock. I think you can start logging on at 4:30. I've already got my boards and I've already have my raffle tickets, so I'm going to win. I'm already speaking that into existence. So you guys, this is for our scholarship. So you guys spread the word, share the link, let people get on. Let's get as many people as we can here because this is for a great, great cause.
It's only $50 to put your name on the wheel 3 times, I think.
No,
I'm sorry,
25.
it's 25. I did it twice.
Yeah.
So I did 6 times. Not that I think
so.
I'll even
So you got
win.
your name on the board 6 times, okay?
Yeah, but who cares? I don't care if I win. I'm saying it's a great cause. So sign up.
That's
for bingo.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So when Barbara and I win all the stuff, don't say anything because you guys you got what they say. You got to play. You got to pay to play.
It'll be so fun.
So yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Bring your wine. And also you guys are invited to a legal town hall. You guys got to be here. Brandon, Jeff, and then of course our fabulous John Zorinelli. This is March the 12th. Mark your calendar, but you do need to register for this Zoom event. It's from 9 to 12. They're going to talk about all kinds of topics, CRMLS, CR, different forms and all that. And I'm sure they're probably going to throw some of that Zillow stuff in there too. So you guys get registered for that. It's going to be live March 12th. And Alicia, you want to talk about this?
I think she left.
Oh, she left.
I'm
Okay.
here.
You are? Okay, I was looking for you. I didn't see your name.
You guys
Hey,
talk
wanna
really
share?
fast. I'm like, I'm here. Yes, I would love to talk about this. We have our Leadership Academy. I'm your instructor, and we've been going over some really great courses. Our first one was intentionality, about being very deliberate about your course and your business. And last session was just a couple weeks ago, or just last week, and we covered value, being able to find the value in yourself so that the value in your business is married right, being able to find your strengths and working through that. It was great. We had a lot of great information going back and forth. And so this time we're going to go over consistency, what it means to be consistent, creating something that is going to flow with the rhythm of how you work. And if we don't have a rhythm because we feel a little scattered and the climate of our world has changed still too much, then we're going to find a place for you to find a grounding point. So consistency and growing your business is what we'll be talking about March 26th. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here for that. Oh yeah, we do have a town crier, you guys. So let me get that here. SRCA, our scholarship, is now accepting applications, you guys. We're doing all this fundraising so we can give out, I think, $1,000 scholarship to each candidate. So the scholarship deadline for the application is coming May the 20th. So that's like right around the corner. And I think they've already e-blasted out to all of our members. They put it on our Facebook site and all that. But just for you guys that are here, know that if you have someone, a senior, I think Adam, that's graduating class of 2021, please fill out the application and get it in. If you have any questions, you can call the association 951-894-2571, and they can give you all the information. But guys, this is why we work so hard to raise the fund so that we can let our graduating seniors know we support them. So definitely go out and do that. I think somebody has already put the link for the bingo in the chat. Did anyone else have anything else? It's time for their drawing right now, Pauline, correct?
I believe so.
Take it away, Missy.
Must be present to win. Hopefully everyone's present. And she is!
Yay! And that's good because you were the only one that pitched today. So congratulations. Yeah.
Again.
Oh, we got another one. I just want to thank you guys for being here. This is my last day. Oh. Woo woo. This is my last day to do it for the month of February. And you guys, it was a lot going on. It's Heart Health Month, and Black Lives Matter, and all that other good stuff. So love you guys. And I won. Do we have another spin?
Just the two.
Okay, that's cool because we're going to be spinning tonight for bingo. So let's continue with the win. Woo, woo, woo. Everybody, thank you so much for being here.
Oh man, that's a good one too.
Oh dang. Oh dang. Okay. So congratulations to the winners, and thank you guys so much for being here. Let's pack this meeting out next month. Who's hosting next month in March?
Barbara Horan is hosting next month.
Yay, Barbara. So bring it, girl. Look, we can have our drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere at 12.
You guys better get ready.
Yeah, please get ready. Barbara's going to be here. Let's show her some love and support by packing this meeting. All right, guys. See you guys at bingo.
Bye.
Thanks, Denise. Great job. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you, guys.
Bye.